some saying female, some writing male, some saying he came with the social security number that is tied to a woman. Some, look, let me tell you, Sheung.
A forgery is a criminal, act. And it's not something you say lightly. It must be something you do either with the, with the intention to deceive or with, some other level of, extreme level of negligence that you were completely inadvertent to the consequences of your action.
It's terrible that the documents that he used to purportedly gain admission into the university, he claimed he got it from the government college, Lagos, and he graduated 1970. At a time, the school was not even in existence. You know what?
See, in all of this, Atiku should be blamed. Why will Atiku go as far as deep to go and find out that your president forged results? This man has spent billions upon billions of dollars and millions of dollars to make sure that Chicago University did not or would not release the results. But Atiku, on the other hand, don't be money will spend, let's spend it. Atiku, who has been the one trying to become president for no reason, me, I don't know. That man is so hungry for this power. I just a president, the day we go hold this power, all this money we don't spend, he go shop our back. Atiku went as far as to find the real result of Bola Tinubu, which is there is no result. He forged it. Now, a person forged result to occupy an office is a criminal because he should be dealt with as a criminal no matter the position you hold. Now, I want you guys to watch what this PDP candidate said over this certificate stuff and why the Bola Tinubu is doing everything within his strength to cover it up.
There are 40 million Yoruba people in the entire globe. That's the estimation. There are 222 million thereabout people in Nigeria. There are 93 million registered voters in Nigeria. The verdict that is in Ashad Bola Ahmed, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's hand is by 8 million people. Shall all of us who are not part of that 8 million now say to ourselves that we are now at the proudest moment of our lives, wherein under deposition, documents are flying about, some saying female, some writing male, some saying he came with the social security number that is tied to a woman. Some, look, let me tell you, Sheung, I know a lot of people who spoke the Bola Tinubu presidency into power. People like my very respected brother Femi Fani-Kayode, who must have their tongue clipped now because they will be greatly embarrassed that is this what we have really become? And Sheung, the painful thing about it is that we want the entire country to pretend as if Atiku is now so guilty because he has the stamina and the gusto to go through all this. Even if nothing happens from the Supreme Court, and if something happens from the Supreme Court, would this not be a line that we should never cross in this country? And I need to put it to you, Sheung, Atiku, this is not the first time Atiku has put himself in harm's way just for all of us. Even if you can't remember any, even though there are a plethora of others and court cases in court. One of them being the fact that a governor cannot just get up in the morning and remove his deputy. A president cannot get up and remove his vice. It's down to Atiku and fighting. The one that all Nigerians must even take a bow for is that, do you know how Nigeria would have become if it was really possible for somebody to stay in power perpetually and somebody had to stand at third time when even generals in this country were mooted? If Atiku has gone to Chicago to go and find the certificate, pray. Why wasn't the certificate produced in the first time? Why is it a secondary school that doesn't exist? We have been derobed. People in England are telling me now that nurses are going to have to go and redo their nursing qualification exam. You know why? Because we have now become a nation of cheaters. We have now become a nation of duplicitous people who cannot even, come on, even the back ends of some other countries. You know what the governments of the countries are doing? They're doing like this. They are whispering behind our back. And Sheung, when we wanted to go on this journey, one day I was on one of those programs I always try to speak fact. I tried to say to even the president then that is immortality in the villa because the contraption and everything put together does not suggest that this is the best that Nigeria can put forward. And before you start telling me about any genius economic policies, the reality on ground does not even suggest so. That team that he has put together could have been put together for any other person that will carry the honor, the integrity. Sean, do you know how I feel? I feel diminished. I feel that, oh, are these the children of Bafemi Awolowo? Are these the people that Abraham Adesoya and the likes of them in AD, did they know all this and allow it to slide? Must we now get to a position in the world where we're sending like thousands and thousands of emails to one institution to ask for the same record that could have been produced? Did you read the deposition? Even the school itself must bury his head in shame. The school has a right to say, this is totally the position we have, and be unambiguous about it. They can't write that deposition in a manner that in one breath you get the impression they are saying, oh, he's with us, he went to our school. In another breath they are saying, we can't validate the society the certificate. In another breath they are saying, vendors did it. In another breath they can't find the person that signed it. In another breath,
So if you lie one lie, you need another 1,000 lie to defend your lie. So President Bola Tinubu is not giving up because he has already occupied the seat with a lie, and he must defend it with everything he has. If it takes your father to defend him against you that is watching, he will do it. As not the money we will spend, let's be spending this money. All right, let's watch this video.
The president did not get his lawyers to resist the unveiling of this record, not because he has anything to hide, but because he has, rights, the right to privacy. That's a liberty that we all have. And his right to privacy is not vacated by virtue of the fact that he is president. He retains his liberty to protect his privacy. Now, this same inquiry was called in during Obama's term as president. He resisted every attempt to simply, just offload his record into the public space. Donald Trump did the same thing. These are Americans, because in the United States, educational record is protected by statute, by law. So you don't just walk up to any institution and ask for, record. So if today, even you, Shehu, you want to ask for my record, in whatever university, and I know about it, I will resist it, because I'm like, why do you need my record? Because we live in an age now where every speck of record that you put out there in the public space, people take it and mischievously doctor it and transform it into something that you can't even recognize. So you know what? The point here is that the certificate that was submitted to INEC was never presented to the registrar of the CSU. So in his testimony, he simply said, look, this appears to be a photocopy. There may be features of it that were cut out, in the technical process of copying the original. The Atiku Abubakar himself, or even my dear friend, Mr. Shoumi, has not seen the original of the certificate in possession of, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. They've not seen that. So against what really are you comparing the copy that you have, to then declare that it was a forgery? And in that entire deposition, there was nowhere the registrar suggested or used the word fake or a forgery. People are just making things up just so they can, come out of this looking like they went there for a purpose. It was a purposeless expedition, and I think has ended up in utter disgrace, because the real question, which was presented, was the issue of,
because I like to bring
whether or not he attended school, and that has been settled now. I mean, look, this is not an occasion to be emotional. I can understand that when you lose an election, especially for a man who has serially lost the presidential election, I can understand that he is affected by his serial loss. That's an emotional issue for him, and I sympathize with him and everyone around him, including my dear friend, Mr. Shoumi. But that's not a reason to just continue to fabricate and make up stories to indulge yourself. Now, I tell you, if you read the documents at the tribunal that was brought forward by Atiku Abubakar, there was nowhere Atiku Abubakar suggested or claimed that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu forged a certificate. The argument, quite to the contrary, was that he didn't go to CSU, the Chicago State University. So when did we go from he didn't go to CSU to now he forged a certificate? And what exactly is the basis for that suggestion? The deposition which they refer to, Mr. Shehu, look, every Nigerian should have access to that document. I have read it from beginning to end. There was nowhere the registrar of the CSU said or used the word forgery or fake in description of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu's certificate. Now, what he was presented with was a copy, a photocopy of a certificate filed with INEC. And he made it very clear. He was very emphatic. He says, look, I see that this is a copy. I see that there may be features of that certificate that were excluded by photocopy, by technical, the technical way that document was copied. How does that begin to rise to, what these people are suggesting is, a forgery? A forgery is a criminal, act. And it's not something you say lightly. It must be something you do either with the, with the intention to deceive or with, some other level of, extreme level of negligence that you were completely inadvertent to the consequences of your action. None of this begins to even apply in this case. So, you know what? They can keep screaming, but what I hear in this cacophony is simply people who are obsessed with, themselves and who think that they have, if you will, a birthright to be president. And Atiku Abubakar does not have the birthright to be president. Any other Nigerian is, more than qualified.
Anyway, it didn't end there. I want you guys to also watch what our favorite person, which is Kenneth Okonkwo, what he said about these whole issues, about Tinubu becoming president and how the medium in which he become president. I want us to watch this video together. We'll be right back to do some messages to it.
I must have to say that it's a very sad day for Nigeria and a sad thing that the person that is sitting as their president is a certificate forger that has made a university abroad to refer to forging as a Nigerian thing. It's a shame. It is not a Nigerian thing. It is a thing of the leader because criminal responsibility is personal. He said he is fighting for justice. That's Atiku Abubakar. And he said the certificate that Bola Tinubu or Bola Adekunle Tinubu submitted to INEC is forged. In that, I agree with him 100%. Because what is forgery? Forgery is the act of falsely making, imitating, or altering a document or signature with an intent to defraud. Was the document, certificate he presented to INEC falsely made? Yes, they have admitted that it was made by a third party, a vendor. Was it an imitation of the original? Yes, because they want to imitate the certificate made by the Chicago State University. Does it have alterations in it? Many. The signatories are altered, the signature is altered, the logo is altered. Everything about the certificate is altered. So it is clearly a case of forgery. And you know what? It is terrible that the documents that he used to purportedly gain admission into the university, he claimed he got it from the government college, Lagos, and he graduated 1970. At a time the school was not even in existence. You know what? That makes it fake. It means that he entered the university assuming, without considering he was even there, with fake, unexistent results manufactured by him. And you cannot put something on nothing and expect it to stand. That has even nullified everything about what he said about Chicago State University. 7/0
Mr.
is
Kenneth
0,
Okonkwo.
not 7.
Dele Farotimi said that he don't trust the judiciary to give justice to these issues. And in fact, he even went ahead to say that your president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is a criminal. That because he forged results and he bends a lot of his opposition, hence not allowing their supporters to votes and a lot of things, though there were video evidence out there. So I want you guys to watch this Arise TV News interview with Dele Farotimi and what the other APC supporters said. There was a lot of bass during this interview. Let's watch it together. We'll be right back to do some messages into it.
Dr. Abati, when your legislators are corrupt, you should be worried. If your executive peopled by crooks, you should be afraid. But when the judiciary stops being court of law, the people should be alarmed. Nigerian courts over the past few years have shown very clearly that we have good reasons to be worried about the capacity to deliver justice or to give equity. However, I do know that within the inherent jurisdiction of that court, it has the powers, if it so desires and if it finds the will, to hear evidence that would suggest that the person who is sat in the highest office of the land is a career criminal. That is entirely up to the Supreme Court. It is up to the court to decide whether it is capable of saving what we have described variously as a democracy. What I have said is very simple. No. I'm sorry, Dr. Abati. I am sorry, Dr. Abati. Please rein in Mr. Azan. Rein him in. Rein him in. Rein him in. He had his say and I did not interrupt him.
You had your time.
He had his say and I did not interrupt him. Please rein him in. What I said is very clear. What I said is very clear.
Don't interrupt him. Please wait.
You are very biased.
Okay.
In your own opinion.
Okay,
made up your mind.
Okay, please.
As an unbiased arbiter, you are a judge.
Keep
The judge don't descend into arena. You
just
take over the show, Mr. To me, on that, I believe that we just have to go on issues. Let us talk about law.
Please, I beg you.
It's the law that we are talking about. It's the lawyer. Addressing the judiciary. This is the issue the judges address there.
Okay, but
we lawyers
allow him
cannot
to
continue
finish.
to desecrate the
Please
judiciary.
allow him.
The judiciary are there to be there as unbiased arbiter. If you love to be part of the articulate and media lawyer, go and join them.
We are not in a
go and
position.
accuse of fight before the court. You don't come to the media and presume judgment. And I won't accept it. I won't accept it. You've taken over the show. No, we are here.
Oh God, why are you taking over the show? Allow him to talk now. You are taking over the show. That's why I like Raphael Oseni. You see the fact you are taking over the show.
We are not in a position.
Not you,
Please
but
hold on. We are not in a position to charge you for contempt. But this is becoming contemptuous.
My words are not ambiguous.
Mr. Faruk,
I was speaking with you specifically, Dr. Abati, over a year ago. I was away in America when you asked me specifically about the appointment of the current CJ, and he was appointed in an acting capacity at the time. And my opinion are on paper. They are clear, they are not ambiguous. I have zero trust in the capacity of the CJN to deliver justice. That is not political. That is something I had said long before there was a Peter Obi. So there is nothing political about that. There is nothing personal about that. This is all about Nigeria. It is about the country we want to leave behind for posterity, for our children. What values are we building that country with? Is it a country where nothing matters any longer once the person can snatch it, grab it? If you speak against that, you must hate the person. Is that the kind of country we have become? It is up to the judiciary to decide whether he wishes to do justice or whether he wants to continue wearing blinkers and pretending that it is a court of law when justice is vacant completely in his court. This is not about legalese. It is about building a society based on morality, equity, justice, and even law. If we are now faced with a situation where in our courts, the law does not matter anymore. You have a Lawan in the Senate, even you have an Akpabio, and then you are asking me if I have confidence in the capacity of that judiciary to do justice. I am telling you straight up, no. If anybody does not like that, it is up to them. The point I'm raising is when you have this much imputation of criminality, whether it is proven or not is another ball game entirely. It is not even seemly already all over the world, our reputations are in tatters simply because of the person who sits in the highest office in our land. And then we are being told it is wrong to ask questions. We must hate him if we are asking questions. I hate nobody. I hate their deeds.
These people don't want to hear the truth. It is obvious that Tinubu forged results. If you forge results, you are a criminal. If the Supreme Court could not find him guilty of what he did, despite the video evidence, the 5 judges sitting to judge this whole case nullified. They said there was not enough evidence proof. I don't know what proof they want. And you're saying, anyway, it didn't end there. All right, guys, what do you guys think about what Dele Farotimi said and the other APC guy that was just trying to cause chaos during the interview? And what do you guys also think about what Kenneth Okonkwo said and also about this PDP candidate guy? And what do you guys think about these whole issues? Do you really think, okay, President Bola Tinubu have forged results, now you occupy the office of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in Aso-Rock, like Jagaban? Nobody should talk to him anymore. See, if President Bola Tinubu and the Supreme Court did not do anything about it, I urge every Nigerian to start forging their own result, occupy any office, to go and seek for a job. Just go and forge your result, put distinction. If your subject was supposed to be like 9 subjects, put 20 distinction. Forge results is not allowed in Nigeria. But don't do it here too. Allow the Supreme Court of Appeal to make their decision. Then if they say there is nothing wrong with President Bola Tinubu forging results, then I urge every Nigerian to start forging results for anything. If they ask you, why would you forge the results? This is crime. Then you have to say, if the head is corrupt, the whole body is useless. So the head of the Nigeria forged results. Why would the body and the branch not forge results? So everybody have to be forging, because Nigeria is becoming a laughingstock in the entire universe right now. Everybody is just making mockery of us. Like, look at your president. Look at your president, not my brother. Look at your president. Look, just imagine your president describing as a criminal. The medium which become a president is even through backdoor, giving people position because they favor him during the election. You see that guy, what they call, what was his name? Ernest Winke, the FCT minister. To him now, because these people, those people will even spend their last kobo to make sure that President Bola Tinubu don't leave office, because it will be a big embarrassment and shame to them if he leave the office, like he lose this case. But for me, what do you guys think? I want to ask this simple question. Would you allow Tinubu to continue, or Atiku to win this case and become president? Let's say Peter Obi is in 3rd position now. If Tinubu loses case, automatically Atiku becomes president. Should we leave Tinubu to continue, or let's try Atiku? What do you guys think? Or we should cancel everything, let's recontest again? If we are to cancel it, definitely Tinubu is not worthy anymore, because he forged results, is a criminal. He should be in prison. Yes, he should be in prison. He should be in prison for what he did to Nigeria. All right, I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. This is what we're going to be ending the video today. Comment your thoughts in the comment section. And for all of you that are coming across our video for the first time, please subscribe. If you have not done so, if you do, turn on your notification bell so that you wouldn't miss out any of our official posts. If you post like this, you get notification, because you turn on your notification bell. Don't just subscribe and turn off the notification bell. All right, for all our returning subscribers, you have subscribed before, you always get a notification to watch our video. God bless you for your great work. I love you guys. Remember, God love you more. Until we meet again, stay tuned, Plan B TV. Peace out. Everybody make you welcome to Plan B TV. I'll give you the news, I see the hot up. You subscribe and give them thumbs up. Now they go give you the updates. All the new blocks in the town. Now they go give you the gist though. Now they go give you all the news, cause it's kind of weather you need all the fun. Oh, I said now who they is on a Plan B TV. Plan B TV. I said now who they is on a Plan B TV. Plan B TV. I said now who they is on a Plan B TV. Plan B TV. Plan B TV. Plan B TV. Plan B TV.
TV. Oh oh, 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 oh oh.